Joining me tonight is a sports analyst and former NFL athlete who now hosts a show called Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man. Please welcome Emmanuel Acho. Emmanuel, thanks for being here.
Of course. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. Let's have the most comfortable, uncomfortable conversation right now. Now, the first installment of Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man came out last week. Over 20 million views so far. What's the aim of your show, and why is discomfort an important part of it?
I think that my goal is to breed conversation between Black people and white people. We're facing one of our biggest racial divides, and we have to educate ourselves. And white people, my beckon to my white brothers and sisters was to expose themselves. So my goal was to break that awkward barrier between Black and white people. Talk about those uncomfortable things, because I believe some of our greatest accomplishments, some of our greatest things in life are birthed through discomfort. Look at newborn babies. That's through 9 months of intensive labor. And those are the most beautiful gifts on the face of the earth. So I was like, if we have an issue between Black and white people right now, the best way to overcome it is through uncomfortable conversations.
Well, I watched your first video. I really enjoyed it in a mildly uncomfortable way. You answered questions you often hear from your white friends. As I said, the second episode comes out tonight, featuring a conversation with Matthew McConaughey. What questions are you answering this time?
Yeah, I wanted to answer, the biggest one was, do I call Black people Black or African American? And the most simple and safe answer is calling Black people Black, because it's accurate. There are Jamaicans in America. There are Cubans in America. They're not African. And some Black people don't identify as African because that heritage got stripped from them during slavery.
Now, in the new episode, you also talk about the difference between not racist and anti-racist. Can you differentiate that for me?
It's not enough in 2020 to be not racist. Not racist meaning I am passive when it comes to racism. I am not going to use the N-word, but like if my friend uses it, it's not a big deal. We have to now be anti-racist. Obviously, Black people, we know we have always been, but also white people as well, because my white friends, they infiltrate spaces that I can never infiltrate as a Black man. So they have to call out racism. That's what I mean by being anti-racist, Stephen. It's not just, okay, just because I don't say the N-word or just because I'm not scared of Black people. If you see it, you have to speak on it and call it out.
Also, I would say, I would never say, I'm not going to say people who vote for the President of the United States that we have president right now are racist. But given the racist things that he's done, they are willing to overlook it. And that itself is a tacit form of...
let me say this.
That gives, basically a space for racism to flourish.
Exactly. I believe it was the Ben Franklin quote who says, we won't, something along the lines, I'm paraphrasing, but we won't see justice until those who are unaffected are as outraged as those who are affected. And that's what I said in my first video is, it's not enough for Emmanuel Acho to be outraged when someone says something or does something racist. I need my dear white friends to be just as outraged about it.
My family and I were in a Black Lives Matter march on Sunday, and the person in front of me for a fair amount of the march had a sign up that said, "It's time for white people to have a conversation about racism with white people."
Yeah.
Would you give me an uncomfortable start to that conversation, if you don't mind?
The conversation itself is uncomfortable. Let's be honest. We have parents who talk about and educate their kids on the birds and the bees, sex. You educate them on finances. You educate them on religion. But Stephen, when it comes to race, nobody wants to talk about it. And I think we just have to acknowledge that, look, maybe your parents have been racist or some racist ideologies. Maybe your uncle or your cousin has had some racist ideologies, and it's time to speak on those things. But I'll say this, I'm encouraged because I got a message from a girl in Alabama, and she said, I didn't realize I was racist, Emmanuel, until I saw your video. Stephen, I got a message from a young boy who was in Arkansas, and he said, my dad was in the KKK, but after I saw your video, I showed it to him. He doesn't agree with you, but I've realized I've been in the wrong. And so the conversations might not go as you think, but they have to exist.
Does the scale of the national conversation right now give you some hope?
Oh, absolute. If no one else has hope right now, I have enough hope for everyone, because after seeing my video garner now 22 plus million views, it's not about that. It's about the messages I received. And I literally went through every single email, and it was all hopeful. The most memorable one was a sweet 73-year-old white woman named Linda. And she says, I grew up in the 40s. She said, I couldn't go to school with Negroes. She says, I became a flight attendant. Don't give up on me, Emmanuel. After seeing your video, I realized I need to change. Love you, my son and my brother. And I said, man, there's some sweet, like 73-year-old country white woman who grew up in like segregated schooling. And she said, don't give up on me yet. I'm not giving up. I'm not.
Emmanuel, we have to take a quick break, but stick around, everybody. Right back with more of a fairly comfortable, uncomfortable conversation with a black man. Stick around.